Good morning, ladies. For this early. It's nice to see you here bright and early this morning. As we go through this day, keep in mind that the Delta Kappa Gamma purposes, written more than 80 years ago, continue to guide the work of our society today. Take note of the many examples that members share of living the purposes and the opportunities available to all of us to ignite those purposes through participation in programs, projects, and leadership roles. Today's events begin with the annual North Carolina Delta Kappa Gamma Educational Foundation meeting.
Thank you, Sheila. Good morning.
Good morning.
I applaud you, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed Saturday morning. This is a day to stay in bed typically, isn't it? It is a privilege to welcome you to our second annual meeting of the North Carolina Delta Kappa Gamma Educational Foundation. You will find the annual meeting agenda on page 19 in your program booklet. Minutes will be recorded by Secretary Maxine McCall. During this second year of our establishment, amazing things have happened for which we're both excited and very proud. I believe that we are truly forging a relationship with one another. We continue to make the ordinary extraordinary with genuine regard for President Sheila's theme, Imagine, Inspire, Ignite. We will continue to be a force in driving change that impacts children, teachers, schools, and communities. I want to emphasize that we have shared a collective vision, pathways to possibilities, and creatively crafted a roadmap to actively engage you as members. The Foundation Board was expanded this year, adding 5 additional directors. Your board is comprised of incredibly devoted women who have made a truly unselfish commitment to loyalty and service. Not just a portion of time have they given, not just a portion of time, but in fact our board members have given the very best of themselves to enrich and to enable the mission of the Foundation. I want them all to stand and hope that you will recognize their tireless devotion and enthusiasm. So will all of the board members who are here please stand. We are bound together in friendship and genuine regard for one another, and we share our unique gifts of dreaming and doing. Our 4 major committees have been highly invested in shaping action and moving us forward so you continue to know the significance of what we can do. I invite all members who serve on the Finance, Nominations, Grant Review, and Communications Committees to stand and be recognized. We definitely want to show our gratitude to one of our directors who willingly agreed to chair the 3-year major fundraising campaign, an awesome responsibility in anyone's view. Dr. Barbara Leonard, please stand and be recognized. As chapter presidents, you received the Ada State News and realized the amazing, well-crafted work of editor Susan Kensel, who is chair of our communications committee for the foundation and was unable to be with us. We all applaud her tremendous creativity in communicating the work of our foundation. On a personal note, it is an immense joy to serve as board chair and to continue to work in unity as caregivers of the dream. As our recording secretary and keeper of records of our meeting, I call on Maxine McCall to share the minutes from our premier first annual meeting in 2016. Maxine.
Madam Chair, let's see. Preschoolers and kindergartners to information about the greater High Point area so that they can learn something about their heritage. It's going to be offered at the Little Red Schoolhouse on the grounds of the High Point Museum. One of the few one-room schoolhouses left in the state. And we are so excited to do this, being a lot of retired teachers, to get your hands back into the classroom and writing lesson plans. I guess, okay. But in writing this and in planning, the most interesting fact that I can share with you about this is a gentleman named Louis Voorhees was the architect who designed and had built the Little Red Schoolhouse. The first teacher to utilize this building was his wife, Elizabeth. And Elizabeth was a Delta Kappa Gamma sister. She was a member of Chi chapter in High Point, and so it seems that it's come full circle. The Little Red Schoolhouse was started with a DKG sister, and a group of DKG sisters are bringing it back to life.
Hello, my name is Andrea Byers. I'm from Delta Chi Region 8 in Wilkes County, North Carolina. My project, like she mentioned this morning, technology is here. We are excited to put it in the hands of kids. And so I wrote a grant on STEM innovation for kids. Every kid gets to have an opportunity to play with a little robot. His name is Dash, and he's programmable by iPods or iPhones or iPads, and they are having a blast. I also purchased a classroom set of Legos for kids to use. There are many different ways to use that in math, English language arts, science, and social studies. I did a training for teachers on how to use that in their classroom, so it makes learning a lot more fun. Kids have had a great time, and I do appreciate your mini grant.
Good morning. I'm Angela Kern, and this is Professor Hurley Chamberlain. We're from Pfeiffer University, and we were privileged to receive a grant in which we presented its presidential. That's why we're dressed in the presidential. You'll hear a little bit more about it later. But on February the 8th, we took some of our pre-service candidates into East Albemarle Elementary School, and we put on a presidential activity for 113 4th and 5th graders in which our students dressed as presidents. And they taught the students at East Albemarle Elementary that ordinary people can do extraordinary things. The students were then given a book that they could take home about the elections and about presidents. Classroom teachers were given a resource book to use for President's Day in February. And the classrooms were also given posters in which the children could research about a particular president and then put all the information on their poster. And our students go into the school every Wednesday, so they help for the next 2 consecutive Wednesdays with this particular project. I think the overall takeaway was that our children were very appreciative, our East Albemarle children were appreciative of anything and everything that we gave them. The teachers were appreciative of the resources, and overall the project was a great success. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kennedy. I'm from Delta Sigma Region 10. I received a mini grant for professional development that allowed me to go to a workshop on how to use yoga and mindfulness in the classroom for emotional regulation. And we learned all about its effects on the brain, how it can help with ADHD, anxiety, oppositional defiance disorder. And then we actually it was a whole day workshop. We spent a large part of the day actually learning and going through the poses and the logistics of actually teaching them to children and how to plan a program. And the workshop I went to was meant for representatives of a school to go back and actually teach your school. So it gave you all the things that you needed to do that. So my $250 grant actually was able to teach 30 teachers how to do this in their classroom because it's meant to be a whole school program. And it's very interesting, and if you'd like to hear more, I highly recommend you come to our 310 session.
Good morning. My name is Teresa Shadowan. I'm president of Alpha Gamma Chapter in Region 9, and our grant was Scotty, coming to a neighborhood near you. Scotty stands for Supporting Student Opportunities Through Technology, Innovation, and Education. And Scotty is a big activity bus that is a mobile pre-K classroom. There are 4 in the state. Our superintendent was able to launch that very successfully in our state, and our chapter decided that we would help the Raise a Reader program by being able to make portable little packages of books that could go home with the children. We served 95 children that are pre-K, 3 to 4-year-olds that could not get in the pre-K program in the county. In a rural area, it's very, very difficult. Parents don't want to send their children to school that early, but they love Scotty. The pre-K classroom teacher is Miss Jenny. She is fabulous. She should have been an Olympic skater. So in the wintertime, they take the kids and she teaches them how to ice skate at one of the local resorts. But because we don't have daycare and we're so isolated, this is a great place. Parents come, they can run a few errands. We have 10 churches that work with us, and we park our bus in the parking lot, and we bring the classroom to the students. And so we do all sorts of programs. The kids are learning their alphabet, they're learning to sing, they're learning about Letterland, they're learning all sorts of things. And then we took an old activity bus and our carpentry class from the high school, transformed it. We had our tech department come in, and so they have iPads that go in there and work with the students. And so it is just an absolutely fabulous one. I wish I could have driven Scotty down here, but maybe next year when we're in Hickory, I can bring the Scotty bus to you. Thank you.
I can bring it to Charlotte.
Good morning. I'm Leslie Baldwin. I'm the president of Zeta Chapter in Winston-Salem. I received a grant for professional development so that I could attend the Southern Council on Language Teaching Conference, which is our Southern Regional language conference for foreign language educators. And so I was presenting at that conference, but also, of course, attending other sessions. And since my role is to provide professional development for about 120 teachers, then that gave me the opportunity for some learning for me to bring back to them. So I appreciate that opportunity.
Isn't that exciting? So I hope you got ideas and the ambition to write a proposal and continue this wonderful spread of opportunities for you through the foundation. Hi, I'm Barbara Leonard, chair of the fundraising committee. I don't know why yes was in my vocabulary. I'm from the Gamma Alpha chapter in Region 7. I'm a high school university teacher who is trying to use some elementary, maybe former elementary school skills So I want to start off, I'm going to do this. Our 3-year major campaign is using the Help Us Grow, which is a button you received in your packet, as our logo for the campaign. So you should be wearing your buttons or sharing them with your members. We have a theme, which is on the bookmark that was also in your packet. It is inviting connections, creating possibilities, so that we can reach out to the neighborhood. We also gave, at least yesterday, and you can receive today if you didn't receive one yesterday, we have a brand new brochure that Susan and her committee put together that is a general brochure. It's designed for you to take out into the community and others. It's not, did I do something? It is not just an in-house brochure. We'd like you to use it. It shares those 10 grants that we have with pictures. And your bookmark really serves as kind of a reminder of what our purpose and mission is. So if you can't remember it, they all say in fundraising, you have to know why you're raising the money. So I don't mind sticking that in there. We have, of course, $150,000 is our 3-year campaign goal. Year 1, our goal is $50,000. And to date, I had 13,000 when I checked with Betty. We're actually over 15,000, which includes, of course, this limited endowment that has been started. So we've got a good start. We remember the 100 challenge that you all participated in. You began it. That really was our acorns. We need to put more acorns so we can expand. But let's try to reach our goal this year by the end of 2017. In fact, your board members have agreed to hold, as individuals or pairs, events that will raise funds for our foundation, become part of the principal. Thank you. We also have opportunities while you're here. You heard about the shirt.
Sorry.
There you go. That's all right. The raffle, please feel free to participate in the raffle. Again, we have brochures. We also, if you like to count acorns, we have a wonderful jar out there, and see if you can win. A lot of hard work Margaret put into shining those acorns and getting them ready. Don't forget, some of you received the Mother's Day. This is an opportunity. We did it at Christmas. You'll probably see it again at some other holidays. It is so damp in here, my paper's falling apart. And as we're having the grant workshop, we're also having a workshop about how, what our 2-year plan, we actually have a 3-year plan. And so you'll hear about that plan, especially year 1 and year 2. We're in year 1. And there's a workshop this afternoon at 4:10 in Dudley if you want to find out more. We're really interested in also getting ideas so that we can share with you some ideas that your chapters or you as an individual could do. Maybe either all the money goes to foundation or half the money, because we know chapters also have to have their financing as well. So please get ignited and inspired and join us in building our foundation, because these grants that we give are wonderful. And so thank you for your attention.
Wouldn't it be nice if we all could embrace this link with the community and get beyond the society itself? My challenge to you is to go home and see if you can reach out into your community. I think there are so many businesses and so many groups in the community that would love to know more about us, and we probably could partner. And if you put your thinking and creative cap on, maybe we could all work on that together. Just a few comments before the Alpha Nu. Stay there, Maxine. This is not going to take me but a moment. We express our gratitude truly to all of you who have made contributions to our financial success this year. It's taken a lot of us as a community to make this happen. Your extraordinary support is helping to promote the work of our foundation, and you saw the evidence of that. So let's collaborate as we continue inviting connections and creating possibilities. Help us grow.
I have some terrific news to share with you that potentially can enable your chapter to do some amazing things for education in your area. As has been alluded to or mentioned, the foundation this year has entered into a pilot project with Alpha Nu chapter to set up a endowment. This one is to honor Betsy and Fred Cranford. And this endowment is a very special endowment, a special kind of endowment that will be offered only to chapters. So listen up, this is news for you and your chapter, and this is how it works. This particular endowment is called a limited endowment, and it differs from a regular endowment in one significant way. In a regular endowment, as you know, there is a base amount of money that is put into the foundation, and that money remains there in perpetuity, it remains there forever. And the interest and earnings of that money is what we use to give grants. The limited endowment differs in this way. There is still the base amount of money established by the foundation that goes into the fund, and it stays there forever, in perpetuity. It's never touched, never given out, it's just there to be there and grow and support the cause. But any monies raised above that base amount can be given in grants. Now you saw the figures in Betty's report. The Alpha Nu project started out in about a month and a half of raising $10,000, which was the base amount. Since then, $5,000 has been added to that. And that means that next year, as part of this pilot project, Alpha Nu will be helping the foundation decide how to use $5,000 in grants for their area, Burke and Caldwell County. Now, when this project is finished in the next year, this opportunity will be made available to any chapter that wants to do the same. Margaret Church is going to come and tell you about the Alpha Nu project, and while she's talking, I want you to be like that wonderful Alpha Nu, not Alpha Nu, but Ada State member we saw on the film, scratching her head thinking, that fantastic person that Sheila imitated so well. You sit there and scratch your head and think, how could we do something like that for our county, our area? How would this work for us? Margaret, come ignite this group.
Are y'all still fabulous?
Yeah.
And by the way, that picture, her husband, Sheila's husband sent to me, so I have it. So, can you hear me on the microphone now? Brad Cranford was the son of Betsy and Fred. I want to tell you a little something about Betsy and Fred. They had two children. Betsy was our treasurer for over 20 years in Alpha Nu. She was a 35-year member, and so she was treasurer for over 20 years. One of the things that might hold some of your chapters back from doing this is that we had to put up $10,000 to get started. And so we put up the $10,000, and we know we'll never get that money back. And we're tickled to death that we'll never get that money back, because that's the legacy. We want it named after Fred and Betsy Cranford, and we want it to stay there forever and ever, named after Fred and Betsy Cranford. So Betsy was our treasurer. Fred was the assistant superintendent of Burke County, so everybody knew him. You know, he was always going around with him. The other thing is Eric Cranford. There's Betsy and Fred, and they had two children. Eric, Lieutenant Commander Eric Cranford, died at the Pentagon in 9/11. So the family had really struggled. And the Brad, the son, the other son, the son that's left, we talked about this, and so I said, Brad, write me something. And he said, okay. And it won't take me but a minute or two. Y'all listen fast and I'll talk fast, okay? I'm actually not going to read everything he wrote. I am going to read a couple of things though. And he writes, William Arthur Ward also wrote, we are more than what we do, much more than what we accomplish, far more than what we possess. I believe my mother and father lived this. They shared of themselves to benefit and betterment of others. Now with the establishment of the Betsy and Fred Cranford Limited Endowment Fund, my hope is to allow their memory and their legacy to continue to inspire. To inspire those that need resources, apply to the fund to assist them in furthering their commitment and passion in the classroom. To inspire those that can to donate, to help further the impact of the lives of Delta Kappa Gamma educators. I wish to leave you, and this was Brad's writing, I wish to leave you with an inspirational excerpt from a journal entry by my late brother, Eric Cranford, the one that got killed at the Pentagon. And Eric had a journal, he wrote it, this is sideline here. Eric had a journal, and he wrote that journal every day of his life. And this is what he wrote on April the 29th, 1994. Spend every day in an unending effort to make my life a part of the legacy that my mother and father deserve. And he closes his comments with, I will continue my part, will you?
And with that said, it's hard to follow, but we as DKG members and Educational Foundation members all have that passion for something and or for someone. This limited endowment is a great way for your chapters individually to find that passion and then share it around within your region. If you want to know more about the limited endowment specifically, Maxine, Margaret, or myself are part of that pilot project coordinating group. So if there are people in the audience and or you get back to your chapters, check it on the website, connect with one of the three of us, and we can help your chapters do something similar. Thank you.
Great idea. Looking at the convention here and the activities that are available this afternoon and tomorrow, and there are a variety of offerings that we hope will draw your attention, and I think you can note these in your program booklet. There are 2 workshops being offered. They've been highlighted, but our grant committee will share ideas to inspire the writing of grant proposals, and surely some of you are thinking, gosh, I could do that next year. So potential projects that you have perhaps in mind or want to tweak with some of your sisters back home, consider seeking funding from us. And the fundraising committee will offer a workshop, as you know from Barbara, that will focus on creative ways of supporting our major campaign. We definitely invite you to participate in our convention raffle. This is an intriguing and unique means of fundraising for us annually. Seek out the vending table and buy your tickets to any of a wide range of enticing items. Beach getaway, mountain getaway, and lots of other perks that will be appealing. You would be a lucky winner likely, so don't miss that. And of course, as we have heard already, you would enjoy counting acorns. We want to definitely thank all of the sources who have donated raffle items to us, and I want to particularly acknowledge Alpha Nu Chapter, the member, Ann Demeter, who did this beautiful handmade quilt for a raffle. It's on display, but it is a coveted item, and we were so fortunate. Can you imagine someone putting hours and hours of work and then saying to the foundation, would you like to put this in your raffle? What a gift. That's truly our sisterhood. Let's show our gratitude for this beautiful and most generous donation, even though Ann is not here. We've been told that there is the new foundation shirt available with our logo. We'd love for you to be sporting that logo. Yay, Teresa. This is a sporty, casual, and great summer wear, and we hope you will consider adding it to your wardrobe. We continue to feature, as you noticed on the screens, the Honor and Remember Project, and we ask you to reflect on your life, your accomplishments and successes. To whom are you most grateful? Do you ever stop and think about that? Who has inspired you to be all that you can be? Who was it that urged you not to settle for half-heartedness, but to always continue to grow? What a perfect tribute to honor and remember someone of significance in your life. In summary, let me continue to emphasize that every one of you seated in this room is a member of the foundation. We are eager to have any one of you with interest participate in our work as a committee member, as a potential board member, a grant writer, and a fundraiser. Our mission is to raise funds so that we can enable and support projects in local and school communities through chapters. Talk to any of us on the board if you have any interest in partnering with us. And truly, in summary, the board of directors of the foundation is working hard to achieve a greater good. We have a strong sense of solidarity, and we have championed some wonderful possibilities. We are here to touch the unknown. What we do is based on principle. As your leaders, we know that you are holding us accountable. Much of our success we owe to the kindness of all of you who continue to support and encourage us. Thank you for your support and for trusting us and for respecting our work. Enjoy the day.